إن من آيات الله والحكمة إن الله كان لطيفا خبيرا إن المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والقانتين والقانتات والقانتات والصادقين والصادقات والصابرين والصابرات والصابرات والخاشعين والخاشعات والمتصدقين والمتصدقات والصائمين والصائمات والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات والذاكرين الله كثيرا والذاكرات أعد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. O Allah, to you alone we mention the weakness of our power and smallness of our knowledge and humiliation with the people. And by your mercy, O Lord of the worlds, you the Lord of the weak, and you are our Lord. Please do not live whether in far place or with the enemies. And if you have no wrath upon us, which you really desire most, and your forgiveness is far greater than our sins, grant us light from your face, through which the rise up, and through which the world and the last day are delighted. Protect us from your wrath and punishment. To you we return for repentance with joy. There is no power except yours. Allahumma ameen.
Takbir. Aba wetse ekindi alera ensi eno ng'eri mu bbanga mwenna abasasule era bumalire ensonga zammwe. Tetujja kumala nnyo budde, twagala ensonga eno eggwenge ekyayokya, wabula nga tunnaba kutandika bulungi. Abamu beebuuza, naye bano baatuyitidde ki? Manyi tutera nnyo okugenda ku bintu nga ddala abakyala katutuuka tumanyi, naye ate ogenda okutuukayo ng'ate by'omanyi si bye bituufu. Waliwo eddafe Abaganda baatugereranga obugero nti awo olwatuuka, abagera obugero twaddangamu tuti awo olwatuuka nga Allah ow'ekisa ekingi aweereza omwami okuva mu Amerika eyo. Omwami oyo Musiriya, omwami ono Omusiriya yatugamba nti amaze emyaka mingi nnyo gisukka mu 15 mu Amerika eyo nga yasengayo olw'embeera ezigenda zijja nga zigoba abantu mu nsi zaabwe, naye ng'omuntu bw'aterabira Mungu we n'asigala ng'akolera ku ddiini ye, era Allah mu Amerika yamusitudde eddaala ng'abadde imaamu w'emizikiti mu states 3 oba tuyite ebibuga 3 mu nsi eyo ennene era enkulu mu Amerika. Kaakati okusinziira nga twogera ku mbeera ey'olwaleero nti entalo nnyingi, waliwo obutategeeragana bungi, abantu baagaanye okutuula wansi bategeeragane. Omusiraamu takyayagala kusikutula na Catherine bategeeragane oba bawukane ku nsonga naye nga bawukanye bulungi. emirundi egisinga olwaleero bintu byakwekuba mpi, byakwekuba masasi na bomu. Kati omwami oyo yatandika ensonga egamba nti nedda ebintu tebisobola kutambula nga byakwekuma, byakuwoggana, kwekuba masasi na butatwetunulira mu maaso, ng'omuntu bw'olaba asibye akakaaya ku mutwe ogamba nti oyo mutujju, bw'olaba owasakkule nga naye omuwe kiki erinnya lye, naye ng'amazima gennyini tomutuukiridde kumanya mukyalo ono oba omwami ono ensonga ze ziriwa. So omwami ono alina ekibiina bakiyita Civilization Exchange and Corporations Foundation. Ekibiina ekyo atambuza emirimu nga ye yagamba ajja kutambula ensi zonna annyonnyole abantu Katonda agamba ki. Katonda agamba ki ku kulya emmere, Katonda agamba ki ku buliraanwa, Katonda agamba ki mu kukola emirimu, Katonda agamba ki ku bwannabbi. Ensonga zonna kubaata obusiraamu zo ensonga ezo ezisinga zonna Allah yazitubuulira nga bwe zirina okutambula. Omwami oyo obutayogera bigambo bingi twamusisinkana ku American Embassy n'atusoomooza n'atugamba mbamanyi mulina emirimu gye mukola era wano abamu bamanyi nti ndi mu bibiina bye balimu naye ng'olwaleero ndi ku sayidi ndala. Omwami yatusoomooza n'atugamba mulina emirimu gye mukola, n'atubuuza nti bameka wano abalina ekibiina ng'emirimu gyakyo gisukka ensalo za Uganda. Amazima gennyini ndowooza waliwo omuntu omutwali abantu nga 5 naye omukyalo omu yeewanika omukono. Omwami oyo n'atugamba nti mukimanyi nnyo nti abantu wano we tuli abatuli okumpi eddiini tebagitegeera, ate obule n'ebweya wabweru wa Uganda tewaliyo bantu batambula kugenda nti Nairobi mu nsi eyo nga bagenda kubuulira abantu Katonda agamba atya. So olwaleero olw'okusomoozebwa okwo omwami yatugamba nti mukoleeyo ekibiina, mukwatagane ne bannammwe abakola emirimu egy'okubuulira abantu Katonda agamba ki, twekolemu omulimu tusobole okutambuza ensonga eno mu by'obulamu, mu by'essente, mu by'obufuzi. Olwaleero obufuzi kati bwe bugenda mu maaso tulabe nga tutambuza ensonga zino nga zitugasa ffenna. So nyinza okubanga nyinza okwogerako ku ssaawa eno nti lwaki tuli wano. Tuli wano tutandike ekibiina kino, twatuula enfunda eziwera ne tukola erinnya ne tukola ebigenderako byonna paka olwaleero bwe twabayita ne tubagamba mujje tusale keeki oba tuggyeko akalira ka Uganda Muslim Women Civilization Initiative. Ensonga eyo ejja kuba ekyayimiridde awo, tujja genda nga tujjukira ebadde bye tubadde tutambula nabyo ng'era tugabana nammwe. Mpozzi okuddako mu lulimi lwaffe olw'Ekinyanyimbe. Some of us are here but we are wondering why did they call us. It's a simple reason. We want to initiate or launch Uganda Muslim Women Civilization Initiative. It was a challenge given to us by a gentleman brother from America, Syrian of origin, who challenged us women of Uganda. That day they were Muslim women, because he met us as Muslim women leaders, and he challenged us to reorganize ourselves so that we can go out there and share civilization, because everybody feels they are civilized. So we are here to start sharing civilization. If I meet you and you put on the way you do, can we sit together on a table and you tell me the reasons why you dress the way you do? And then I too will tell you, I dress like this because of this. So from that table, we will stand up, whether we might have agreed on some points and disagreed on some points. Rather than staying at the back on the side of the road and you start saying, Akawala kokamba debubi. You know, someone is putting on her best, a short, suit, and you're saying that girl is not dressed properly. Yet for her, she has her reasons. And then you're going to see me putting on this very long dress, and then you're going to say, those guys, don't they feel what? So we are supposed, this is today, we want to share and find reasons, the best reasons for why we do the things we do. Today on our program, the world today is not favoring princesses of the world, nor is it favoring the queens of the world. The world today that we live in is for every woman, is for every man. Does not matter
what color you are, what sex you are, or what religion you are. The world today is a world for all. My name, like I said, Mbeja Zalwangu, and I am a carpenter. I proudly say, Mchala Mubazi, Erobubazi, Webunfude Chichendi, Irambwagala Nyo. Now, just to give you a small brief of how I became Mubazi, I have a bachelor's degree in information technology and a master's degree in business administration, but I also have a diploma in carpentry. But of all those things, carpentry is one thing that touched my heart. I remember my grandfather, Prince Nachibinge, used to be a carpenter. And most of the time, he used to hand carve the canes that the kings used to use in Lubidi. So, and I remember when I finished school and I started from India, and then I told my dad I'm going back home to try and see what I can be. He told me you should come and join me and stay here in the US. Life is here, is good, you get a job, whatnot. But then deep down in my heart I was thinking about it and I said no. So I told him, in the US I want to make a change. I want to make a change. Then he said, what change? At your age, what change can you make? So but then I told him, we will see what the future holds. So that way I left, I came back to Uganda, did a few jobs here and there. But then I met two great friends of mine, and then we started a company called Awaka. When you're an entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur. Doesn't matter whether you're a man or female or male, or you're different color, you're different religion, it does not matter. If you have the zeal in you to become an entrepreneur, you can be. But what are those factors that affect us as women to become greater entrepreneurs or to become greater leaders of the world? Some of those factors I can mention is the biggest problem is capital. But the challenge is that capital cannot come to you in a bag or anything like that. You have to find where to find capital. And how do you start? You're not going to wait for a husband to actually give you money to start a business. Yes, they can. If you're very lucky to actually find a man that can get you that opportunity. Some of us were not very lucky. I never had my dad or my mom or any of my aunties give me money. I remember when I said I was going to be a carpenter, they told me I was going to die poor like my grandfather. But then I remembered that man was a hands-on man. All his kids went to school, but everybody thinks he died poor because he was a carpenter. So I'd like to thank you very much for listening to me, and please come and buy furniture. I know all the kitchens need to be put together, whatnot, chairs. Come, I will give a discount to everybody.
Omumbeja tukoyanziza nnyo. Tugendagenda maaso n'ensonga yaffe. Tulina okusomesebwa, tugenda kuva wa mukyala.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nelly Sari. I'm the MD of Makika Styles. Makika Styles is a company that was established in 2006, June, and it is located in Kampala, in Luzira. And at Makika Styles, we believe in using our gifted hands and our creative spirits to produce unique, breathtaking garments, textiles, home decor, and accessories. But we also have a passion for women and youth. We mobilize them, we empower them, so that we transform them economically, spiritually, and socially. Mainly, I deal with young single mothers I have a real passion for those ladies, especially the single ones, because most of them at the end of the day, they feel that their life has come to an end. As you know, not only in Uganda, but in Africa as a whole, if a girl gets married out of wedlock, it's like a curse, you know? We get so annoyed as parents. I'm a mother to 2 girls. We get so annoyed. In most cases, we throw them out from frying pan to fire. Then they end up with the wrong people. They end up being exposed to violence. So I thought that the best thing is to work with these young mothers. And what I usually do, most of mine are picked around my area, my community, are picked up from church. I belong to the Catholic Church. I pick them up from there. And we usually work on Mondays and Fridays. We sit down. As I said, I'm a fashion designer. I work with textiles. Even women, when they try to work with vendors, she's starting a business and she wants to work with the vendors still put them down. I have a story of a friend of mine. She was launching her business. So she wanted a relationship with a vendor who she'll work with. This vendor told her, "Madam, I want cash and I want it up front." Lady said, "Oh, I don't have all that cash up front." Says, "Sorry, we can't work together." But not long after, a man also wanted the same from that gentleman. He allowed to work with the man with no cash and not up front, because he trusted the man and did not trust the what? The women. The men still don't trust us, but truth be told, I think we are more honest and we pay better than men. Do you agree with me? Yes. And men think they have the ability. They have the ability, and they think because they have the ability to do business better than us, when you go to an office and you want to get a contract or you want to get a deal with, when there is a man sitting there and it's a woman and a man, he'll give the deal to the what? To the man, because he thinks the men are more capable. I'll give you a little story of myself. There was a bid in the papers. I applied for it. It was making uniforms for security people. And we were a lot of us who applied. They shortlisted us. We ended up 3 men, single woman. They came to our workshops. I don't have a very big workshop. I work home in my garage, which I extended, but very comfortable there. As they said that we are multitaskers, I wanted to be a mother, a wife, a businesswoman, and even help other women. It's more comfortable helping them at my place of residence. So we were shortlisted. They came to our places, looked at what we had. When I went, they called us in. Then the gentleman told me, "Madam, I'm very sorry I cannot give you the contract, because I looked at your machines. You have very few machines compared to these 2 gentlemen, and therefore we only want 2 people to make the uniforms. We are going to award it to the men."
Our homes should be role models. Our homes should be something the community can look up to and say, Hajati's home is, the children are really good children, or they're educated and they're helping the community. The best we can do with this education is community or civic involvement. When you're in the community, you do lots and lots of work. I must say my other mentor in life is Hajat Rema Kasule, though she has not yet done a lot for me. But I look at her and I say, oh God, I need, because she's a multitasker. She does so much and she succeeds in everything she does. But one day we'll be like, inshallah, because I'm targeting there. So there are many opportunities, but you cannot get these opportunities when you're in your house. Get out. Go to the mosques. Go for the darasas. When you're here, there is a mentoring walk. You don't need an invitation. Look for the information. Attend. And with that, you'll never be the same. We have
very many, we have a godfather here, Sheikh Anas Kalisa. That one, I have also always looked at him and said, oh God, this kind of man. And I've told you, be careful what you prefer. I'm the only woman on his academic discussion group where we discuss dialogue. I do not know how I got there, but I am there. Whether I say sense or not, I am there. So, you have to, the education, use the education you have attained, because we have attained education. One of the days when they're saying Muslim women have not gone to school. We have gone to school and we have studied. There are so many schools, Go High, Susa, Kawepe, Kawanda, so many Matuka girls, and they're all producing Muslim women. Where are we? And what are we doing? Let us, as one, you cannot be an island and you cannot exceed one. Let us form as many NGOs, because registering an NGO is not easy. If you're lucky and you have registered, please, let us come together, work together, develop each other, because there are many opportunities. United we stand, that's what they say, and divided we fall. If someone has done something, let us not look at that person negatively, but let us promote that person and encourage them. One time Imam Kasozi mentioned the water function, the Muslim function, and of course there was a debate. Others want the music, others don't want the music. So he said, Ababala byomusana muveewo mpola mpola musabire bannammwe abatannalaba musana. And he was one of the people who walked away when the video was started. For us who have not seen the Musana yet, we enjoyed it. But hopefully we shall see the Musana, because we are praying to get there, you know. So, and it is very good to be yourself. Don't pretend to be someone else, because through being yourself, you make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, you're told, you will not say it again. So don't fear to fall, because when you fall, you stay on the ground because you have fallen. People have seen you have fallen at the tax park. Even tomorrow they come and find you there. You will walk up and dance and walk confidently like you have never fallen.
I thank Allah the Almighty for bringing me here today. I didn't know I would be here. I'm from Entebbe right now. It took me 3 hours to get to Kampala. Because of politics. Yes, they are campaigning. I am not there in the campaigns. Okay, where do I start? My name is Rehema Kasule Nakawoya. I come from Gomba. Bukundu Guru Gomba. Ani amanye Gomba banange. Muulirayo akala amakula. Ngenda kugatta oluzungu n'oluganda. Akala amakula eggomba gyeva. Lwaki nenyumiriza nnyo mu Gomba? Why do I talk about where I come from? I talk about where I come from because if I know where I'm coming from, I'll know where I'm going. And I'm so proud of where I come from. Just a bit about myself. I run an organization called SEDA International, the Century Entrepreneurship Development Agency. It's an organization I started in 2009 when I decided to shift from building brands to shifting minds. What do? I shift minds. I talk to you and you shift the way you see yourself. You change the way you see the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, my story is not unique to you. My father died when I was 8 years. My mother was a housewife. She never gave up. She decided even not to get married. She said, if I go and I become the third or fourth wife in another family, my children will not have the best that I want for them. She struggled, took us to school. She gave us the best tool in life. Tunula abantu abakuddiridde sigamba wano mu room yonna gy'ogenda. Olaba abantu abataana abo obulamu bwe babeeramu naye bw'ojja okubeeramu. Bwe babeera nga ba losers byalema nawe bijja kule. Tuli fenna? So choose your networks very well. And it doesn't matter, even if they are your sisters, nga bakuze mabega, get rid of them. We need to clap for that. Seriously. And seriously, even if it's your husband who is pulling you down every day, whenever you say I'm going to do something, he's like, don't do it. You never proceed. You're just a woman. You're Muslim. You're this. You're this. Just say, Haji. Tulifenda salamu ejja kutegeeza kingi. Wali alabyeko omukazi ng'akusiriikiridde oyinza okutya n'ogamba banaye senga ayogedde n'ayogera n'osirika Hajji ajja kukuwa. Tulifenda kati nze sala mugambe ti abaana affe tebasomye kubanga Hajji tabaweerera mwe muliriddewo. Mama wange yali teyasoma yampeerera kati mwe simanyi kye muliko. Look after your children. Look after yourselves. I always tell people I look 10 years younger. Yeah. I think 10 years older, but I act my age. You need to look 10 years younger, think 10 years older, but act your age. That's a Muslim. That's a Muslim woman. Friends, who wants someone who is looking bad? Nobody. Nobody. And guess what? When you look bad, it comes out in your habits and character. There's some kazi mukambwe, kuba kiki, nga mundu ine chikunyiga. Chikuluma. But why should you let your life be led by other people? Take charge of your life and destiny. Dear ladies, abami tebampulidde kasita abasinga batudde. Mutwale obulamu bwammwe emikono gyammwe. Muwulidde bannange? Ebiddako bijja kubeera mu mikono gyammwe ne Allah subhanallah. The night sky is lit by the billions of stars that come together. So if we want to move, if we want sustainable development as Muslim women, we need to collaborate, we need to work together so that we light up Islam, we light up Muslims, so that we have a voice, we make a difference in our society and our communities.
At this juncture, I would like to call Dr. Anas Kalisa.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. The guest of honor, distinguished guests, sisters and brothers, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Give me the honor and pride to be here with you this evening. Forgive me, my voice is not proper. I don't know why. Maybe I talk too much. But the topic of yours today is very encouraging and surprising at the same time. Women's Civilization Initiative. I like that topic. It is high time a Muslim woman to become civilized. And forget the past. Because the past will never come back again. Now, our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he came to civilize this world. And among the first person to understand his message was the Prophet, Khadija, his wife. You see, the first person ever, we always say Abu Bakr. No, it's Khadija. She's the first woman to understand the message of the Prophet of Islam. You know, the first martyr in Islam was also a woman. The name of Sumaya, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, if you have those two examples, bravery, entrepreneurship, where are you? If you are not your role model. That is 1 and 2. When Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was forming the first government of Islam ever, was still in Mecca. The Ansar came from Medina. They were 80 also. Other historians say 72. They asked them to select among themselves 10 men and 2 women. The Prophet didn't leave women behind. That was the first Muslim government. We're asking me if Muslim women can be a politician. Those were politicians. That was the first Muslim government of Medina. And those 2 women, one of them is Amara, Nusayba, Binti Kabi, and Aswani. You go and revise your history. Another one was Fatima Binta Qaisi. They already forming what? Government which will control Medina. The Prophet of Islam was a prophet, a messenger, and a head of state. You see? That is where we go wrong sometimes. We don't differentiate what he told us as an apostle and what he did as a head of state. And their confusion comes in. You see? Get note of that. Those are women now in the government formation. You see? I will give you most top leadership. Do you know that we had Amir Mu'minin who was elected? Because you don't know. Because you don't want to win. This is Shajarat al-Durri. Shajarat al-Durri was Amir Mu'minin in Egypt. You see? Although we had a Khalif in Baghdad, but this one conquered and replaced his husband and he became Amir Mu'minin. Top post. You see? Shajarat al-Durri. Go to your history, you will find it. You want to know whether a Muslim woman can be a Muslim commander? Yes. Who was the first Muslim commander? Is your mother, Aisha. Bint Abi Bakr. He commanded men from Mecca up to Kufa, bypassing Medina. But among those who were following Aisha is who? Zubayr ibn Awwam. Talha ibn Zubayr. Those people were promised brothers when on earth. Only they are still alive. But we are commanded by who? By Aisha. This is the fact. Go again. This is you as a woman. There is another shrewd commander. Her name was Razana. Razana led the army and toppled the government in Basra. But you know who was the leader of that government? If I speak his name, everybody gets scared. His name was Hajjaj. Ibn Yusuf. Men used to tremble to hear just that name. But this lady went in, stormed his palace, and then Hajjaj ran out. Was who? is a ghazala. See? Now, I want to say that that is enough for you to follow. The problem is one. When the Prophet came, he found status of women was less than nothing. He found a Roman culture, for them woman was a pleasure, that is all, no more. You see, the woman used to be sold in the market. A woman used to be buried alive during Jahiliyyah period because she get to move. Yeah? She will be captured in the war. She will. So those stupid Arabs decided if you bring a lady or what, that is it. That's what the Islam found. The Prophet of Islam stopped those nonsenses and he said, women are sisters of men. You see, this is on record. Women are sisters of men. Shaqaiq rijal. You see? But what does the Quran say? When he was talking about boys and girls, يهب من يشاء إناثا ويهب من يشاء ذكورا. He said God gives whatever he wants, a girl, and next he said a boy. He started with what? With a girl. Why? Why did he start with boys? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew that a girl is the mother of the nation. The mother of the nation. Now about education, I don't think there is any religion on this earth which encourages a girl's education like Islam. It's not there. The Prophet said, if you have look at a girl, you will come with him Yawm al-Qiyamah, on the day of judgment, walking hand in hand with the Prophet of Islam. That thing is not on a boy. It's on what? On a girl. See? So, where do you get all these seeking theology of not teaching a girl? We have a problem against honor. We have a group of so-called, I don't know what them. But you know them. They don't allow girls to do business, to do trade, to go to school. It is against Sharia, it is against religion. We don't know where do they get business. You see, they're there. Such people in the inner society, will find them. Maybe the Christians, you know them. They are here. There are some churches that have been closed recently. We had one school, Muslim school in Kawampe. It doesn't allow even boys to go to school. Mostly learn only religious, half-baked education. So this is the problem. But all these cases, I want you to put it on people. This verse is famous. That you should stay in your homes, isn't it? But this is not. This is what we call home. There is what we call matrimonial home. That's what it means in that verse. It's a matrimonial home. Somebody will be here and their husband in California. Does it mean they are not married? Does they lose their marital status? That's what the verse means. But the problem is that people who studied the laws of Islam always are men. Women don't want to study and learn the Sharia. See? So men recite or preach whatever pleases them. Anything concerns the rights of women in Islam, they sit on it and they keep quiet. Eventually, Islam as a religion is blamed. You see? So take care. If there is any great job Islam did, is to liberate women. From Jahiliyyah. Jahiliyyah period, in Roman time, you see, even the Christians didn't liberate women. Instead, they put her under the feet of the men. You see? But what does Islam do? He said, the paradise, your paradise, is under the feet of your mother. Not even at the top of the feet, but under the feet of what? Of your mother. Even when you are taking care of our parents, you must give your mother 3 times, and then you give your father 1. Yeah? That's the dignity Islam brings on what? On women. You see? Now, on the work. On the work, because the talk here, it seems to have been on business and the work. I want to recite you on one verse. You want to go for it? Yeah. للرجال نصيب مما كسبوا وللنساء نصيب مما كسبوا. Men, they own their business and they own its fruits. And women own their business and own its fruits. That's Nisa verse 23. This is a clear order for women to work and for men to do what? Work. Now there is a very interesting policy in Islam. What belongs to the husband belongs to the family. What belongs to the wife belongs to her. You see? This is law. This is what? Law. Islam orders you, if you are going to marry, to ensure about the marital home is on you. Clothing is new. Feeding is on you. If you fail one of these 3, you have no wife. Unless she decides to compromise her rights and stay with you. This is a clear law. He said, even if she's rich, if she said no, you will not touch my money, your cut. You see? So the issue of business is vital. If you don't do business, how will you fulfill your 5 pillars of Islam? Will you ever pay zakah? You see? Will you ever go to Hajj? You remain with 3. Then, which religion does it accept it? It will be another religion. It won't be Islam. So please, get out, as he said, do business, be yourself, be sure of you, but respect your husband. As simple as that. I like the lecture of the lady from Zira. She's down to earth. It was my first time to encounter with her. I liked her words. I usually follow her, and I think wherever I hear her name, I must go there. She has a lot of wealth of knowledge of developing a girl child together with the self-made from Okundu. Am I right? You see, those are good examples and good models for our girls. For our girls. Do everything and money, be responsible. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This booklet is for Zakah. I think they are distributing there. The Red House of Zakah and Works. You will not able to understand the curfew, you are not doing business, by the way. Do business and offer what? You will find booklets there. Thank you very much, Dr.
Opportunity to invite the Public Affairs Officer, Susan Packerman, to introduce our dear guest of honor, Shishir Defen, none other than Patricia Mahoney.
I feel like I was just here a few weeks ago in this very room. I remember being here with Imam Arafat just a few weeks ago here at Hotel Africana and at Masjid Musa. The hotel and the mosque is a tremendous host to Imam Arafat. And I think I saw some of you here that day. And of course, we had the chance to welcome you at the embassy when we came to have a special women's meeting with Imam Arafat. And it's just so wonderful to be here just a few weeks later and to see that this kind of energy and enthusiasm is continuing. But I'm here today to introduce my boss, Trish Mahoney, who is the Chargé d'Affaires, which is a fancy way of saying acting ambassador at the U.S. Embassy. And she's also delighted to be here, I know, amongst so many powerful women. So I'd like to invite her to speak and share her thoughts.
Now I feel like I have to talk really fast, which I always do because I'm from the Northeast of the United States. People from the Northeast of the United States speak really, really quick.
Me too.
So, anyway, good afternoon to all of you. I am just absolutely delighted to be here today for the launch of the Uganda Muslim Women's Civilization Initiative, and to be in such talented and powerful company. I feel, first of all, so inspired. You've been an organization for 7 weeks, and that list of accomplishments really put me to shame. If you asked me what I had done over the past 7 weeks, it would not be a quarter that ambitious. So hooray, 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 that was extremely impressive. The other thing I want to say is I'm delighted to see so many of our male friends here as well. It's about civilization. It can't just be about women. It's got to be about women and men. Women are half of the world. If women aren't empowered, only half of the world is empowered. And that's not good for civilization, right? So I'm glad to see our male colleagues and supporters here as well. And a special shout out to our poet. That was really fabulous. I love that you were saying we don't have to conform to standards that someone else had imposed on us. And I was trying to write down, I was, that, I am the blue sky above. That's what I correspond with. That's very, very empowering. Keep that in mind. Thank you. Dr. Kalisa, thank you so much. I learned so very, very much from your address, and I really learned quite a lot, and I wish I can get a copy of it, because it's very beneficial to me, because I learned a great deal from you, sir. So thank you. I'd like to thank Shamira Namutebi, who's the executive director, and thank all the speakers who presented. I'm sorry I missed it. Susan wouldn't let me out earlier. It's terrible. I know Ray was a great speaker. I know Lee was a great. You're all great speakers, and so thank you for participating. And I'd also like to thank Sheikh Hamid for hosting this event at Hotel Africana. This summer, Sheikh Hamid participated in the 3-week summer exchange program that sent 60 moms and faith leaders from Uganda and Tanzania to the U.S. to learn about Muslim life in the U.S., religious intolerance and interfaith dialogue. And ever since his return, Sheikh Hamid has generously and consistently and faithfully hosted so many events promoting those themes. So thank you, Sheikh Hamid. Really wonderful. Now, many of you don't realize that this event grows out of events almost 2 years ago. In 2014, the U.S. Embassy, as we noted, hosted the American Imam, Mohammed Bashar Arafat, who was just on the video message, and he came to Uganda on a U.S. Embassy-sponsored speaker program. In Kampala, Masaka, and eastern Uganda, Imam Arafat met with Muslim communities and interfaith groups to speak about a variety of topics, including youth and women empowerment, religious tolerance, and interfaith dialogue. His visit was such a success that we brought him back, and he was here in October, I think, right, and had a great turnout then as well. So we hosted an event in that October for young professional Muslim women from the Uganda Muslim Sisters Forum and Allied Female Muslim Lawyers Initiative. I understand that many of you were there for that event. And Imam Arafat encouraged all those present to channel their resources, their talents, their efforts, their enthusiasm into an organization to support and empower women. And it looks like you've done it. Looks like you've done it. 7 weeks old. Congratulations, Shamira, and all of your members, your empowered female members, because it sounds like you are really off to a running start and you will go from strength to strength. So congratulations to you. I'm really excited to be a part of this initiative today. And the timing of today's launch couldn't be better because, as you probably know, the world is commemorating the 16 days against gender-based violence each year from November 25th to December 10th. And it's important that we all think about that and come together, men and women, to support and empower other women. You already know the shocking, the deplorable statistics on violence against women and girls. The United Nations estimates that 1 in 3 women worldwide, 1 in 3, so just you can count off, have experienced physical or sexual violence in their lifetimes. Is that okay?
No.
1 in 10, is that okay?
No.
1 in 100? No, not okay. We have to change that. And we can't change it tomorrow. Can't change it next year when my daughter grows up, blah, blah, blah. Change it now. Make it be the change. Make that change happen now. That is intolerable. That is unacceptable. That is inhuman. That's violence against half the world, 1 in 3. UN Women here cites a 2011 survey revealing that 56% of women in Uganda, aged 15 to 49, have experienced physical violence at least once in their lifetime. Also, not acceptable. So what do you do to fight that? Women's economic empowerment helps fight that because it increases women's self-reliance, increases their ability to establish their own independence, and gives them a way to live their lives on their own. Women who have their own financial empowerment and financial literacy are able to demand a larger role in decision-making in the family, able to advocate for themselves and for others, including their children, who may be vulnerable. We all know this firsthand. I know it. You see it in your communities, in your own families every day. Promoting gender equality and empowering women and girls is a priority for all of us in the U.S. government. I'm sure I know it's a priority for you as well. Home and abroad, we have programs to eliminate discrimination and gender-based violence. Here, we're working to fight gender-based violence and promote the growth of healthy, empowered girls. We helped draft a National Action Plan for Child Well-Being, which aims to keep girls in school through secondary school. Right now, the dropout rate is phenomenal. If the girls aren't educated, how are they going to be economically empowered? Difficult, not impossible, but difficult. Trying to keep them in school through secondary school and also reduce child marriage. Through our HIV/AIDS program, we're focusing on lowering the HIV/AIDS rate in adolescent girls, which is the fastest increasing population of newly infected people each year in Uganda. Adolescent girls. Adolescents are like 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the highest growth rate of new HIV/AIDS infections. So we're working to target that demographic and try to bring that number down lower. Today you've heard from several remarkable people who are deeply invested in women's empowerment, and you're surrounded by others who share your values and beliefs. One such person is Rema Kasule from SEDA International. She has a long history of mobilizing women. She is the first Ugandan to take part in the U.S. Department of State's Global Women's Mentoring Program and was chosen for this important program because of the amazing work that she's done. So she's a great role model right there. I understand that Isol Longo spoke earlier. I missed it. She's one of our 2015 Mandela Washington Fellows and was chosen for her work as a carpenter. Besides being a successful woman in a male-dominated business, which is quite a thing in itself, that's pretty admirable, Eve leverages her success through empowering underserved communities across Uganda. So it's great that even Rema are here, and they're not just keeping their success to themselves, they're, as you're saying, they're sharing it with others and trying to empower others. So I know that your organization is going to succeed, and I was so happy to hear that you're going to embody the interfaith principles by serving all women in all communities, reaching out to different faith-based organizations. If you've got strong women, don't keep it to yourself. Share with all Ugandan, share with all women. I've learned a lot just being here today from all of you, so thank you very much for that. Please build that bridge between communities and faiths. And finally, in closing, I know I'm competing with the cake, which is really unfair. I'm never going to win against cake. There's just no way. It's not going to happen. I never have. Cake always wins. I just ask you to take a moment and look around the room at all the wonderful, the fabulous, the talented, the empowered, intelligent women here. And so what you can do is network. You should take advantage of this opportunity to network and get to know each other. And as I said, borrow and leverage and take advantage of each other's strengths and each other's stories and each other's networks and support systems. And that will make your own efforts to continue to grow that much stronger and that much more productive. This is what this initiative is all about, and while we're here today, thank you for inviting me to speak. It's a real pleasure to be in such fabulous company. Really exciting, really inspiring. And I thank you very much for
I once again thank you all for the love and support you've shown us today, the day before today, and many tomorrows to come. I would like to introduce one by one Zaitun Kachama. She's an executive member. Badria Zakia, executive member. Ampire Sharifa, she's the general secretary. Joweria Kaima, executive member. Shri Bakdid Asiwe Smaya, she's the managing director. Halima Sekabira, executive member. Leila Itegi, executive member. And lastly, Sharifa Chebe, she's our PRO, the Public Relations Officer. I just have a food for thought for the members. And as women, we have a unique opportunity to shine and a moment of destiny to change our lives. A perfect wing to ride. So let us not ruin those opportunities by bowing to the divisions, gossip, backbiting, that's normally associated with us. But rather, let's rise up and shine as the stars of our generation, purposely to create a strong impact that will benefit our society from generation to generation. Otherwise, I congratulate you all, ladies of Uganda Women's Civilization Initiative.
To empower women, and especially the young girls. Here I do stand before you today, but on two legs. Waters from my eyes dripping, epidermis of my lips cracking, windows of my ears shattering, bits of my heart breaking, pieces that crumble as I scramble my way to perfection. In a society filled with imperfection, rendering existence of perfection the word, not the action to be, but only a human aspiration. So, comprehension of words is no longer by dictionary definition, but by social power. Weird, huh? How whoever decides who is beautiful or ugly, who is weaker or stronger, who is intelligent or dense, who is a terrorist or not. Tricky, right? that as a black girl I'm supposed to be masculine, to be considered pretty strong and intelligent. Goodness gracious me, where does this standardization come from? Who the hell has a measuring scale for all these qualities? So if you find me putting on my hijab and feel it too long to satisfy your optical nutrition, if you cannot stand me, then swallow it. Because I am female, exquisitely and elegantly woman. Black, bold, brainy, Muslim and beautiful. One whose gorgeous eyes get you spinning by just a glimpse. One whose voluptuousness doubles your lifespan by just a glance. One whose reproductive system is the only pathway for eugenous procreation. I say, I am female, exquisitely and elegantly woman. One whose physique mercilessly gets your head turning. One whose physique destabilizes your stability. One without whom your DNA cannot be replicated. And don't call me a boaster, I am bragging here, I'm just naturally endowed. So blame me not for your feeble minds that think a woman's nudity and body is for sexual pleasure, visual pleasure, or entertainment. I am negative 200% compared to that. My body is unbound and mine alone. I choose to dress, grow thin and fat as I please. So, my dearest, lovely husband, if you ever start to sleep around, anticipate to divorce me or threaten to chuck me because I'll have put on more weight, I'll proudly kiss you goodbye and whisper, enjoy your stay elsewhere. Because clearly, I cannot convince a monkey that honey is sweeter than a banana. But for this planet of Venus I possess, I'm not going to change nothing about it for no lupin out there. I am not going to go to Fako, starve myself, or use anti-aging creams because so-and-so is not appealed with the way I look. My existence on this planet is not based on how you view me. I ain't a pleaser. I am the navy blue sky up above. Sun setting and rising is part of my stature. I turn and twist by nature, blowing away winds of pain, bringing with me pieces of peace to reign. I am female, exquisitely and elegantly woman by dictionary definition, not the worldview's comprehension. And if you think it's easy being one, perhaps, or just maybe, you should ask Bruce Jenner, or rather, Caitlyn Jenner.
ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين